Well, the vote for a new permanent Speaker of the House could be held as early as next week. Until a replacement is confirmed, Congressman Patrick McHenry will serve in the role. And this comes after Kevin McCarthy became the first Speaker of the House ever to be removed from leadership yesterday. 8 members of his own party drove his takedown. So I want to bring in Republican Congressman Joyce of Ohio. He voted to keep McCarthy as Speaker. Thanks for joining us, sir. You know, yesterday when I was watching the vote come down, I just was thinking, what is going on? Now we know that the House is going to grind to a halt, which means that all business on the Hill will grind to a halt. What is your message to Americans who are feeling frustrated by this process?
Well, 8 of President Biden's favorite Republicans teamed up with their Democratic counterparts to, replace a speaker who, by all accounts, was doing a great job. And, what really breaks my heart is on Saturday, did the right thing. None of us wanted to see the country shut down. He waited till the last minute, granted, but he got it done. And these people, they all say like they're doing something better for the country or the better interests of the country. And it's all self-flagellation. They're all just so happy with themselves that they are now all media stars and going out and about and spreading their own antics. It has nothing to do with good governance. Good governance is hard. And we've got our appropriations bills teed up ready to go, and we were going to restrain the spending in this House. We were going to start to put the handcuffs on this administration to tame the problem we have with inflation, to counter China, and to arm and pay for our defense. And guess what? That's ground to a halt now. We spend another week while we go through the same theatrics. And if you ask me, who would want to be Speaker when you know that this can happen to you at any given day?
Congressman, you raise a good point in that there are some members of Congress who have no legislative achievements to speak of, but have enough power to remove what was considered at one point one of the most powerful positions in government in the United States after the president and the vice president. But you said something interesting, and I just want to get your thoughts on what you meant by that. You said 8 of Joe Biden's favorite Republicans. A lot of people have said that if Speaker McCarthy, who needed Democrats to pass that CR, as you know, had perhaps offered some concessions to Hakeem Jeffries and the minority party, perhaps he would have survived this vote. But what does that mean? I'm trying to understand what you mean by 8 of Joe Biden's favorite Republicans.
We were, as I was talking about the bills that we were bringing forward, we were starting to tame inflation. We were going to curb spending. We were going to do the things that are necessary to try to put some handcuffs on this administration through the spending process. That's all we have in the House is our appropriation bills, and lay out for the American people what we'll do if we took control of the Senate and we took the presidency back. And what are we doing now? We had 45 days that Speaker McCarthy bought us last Saturday, and we're going to spend 10 days now shut down because we can't get another speaker, and who knows how much longer before we finally get a speaker. What is responsible about that? I really don't understand their theory. But it's great for the president because he gets to stay in charge.
Well, springboarding off of the word responsible, who is responsible for the conditions that we're seeing now? You sort of identified those 8 Republicans, and it's true, the vast majority of Republicans in the House voted to keep Speaker McCarthy in that position. But who's responsible for creating an environment where 8 Republicans, 8 members, can essentially hold the House hostage?
Because we have some perverse incentives here. The people can go on and play like they're actually fighting for this country and raise money online. The chief architect of yesterday's plan was sending out fundraising notes to members who were sitting there asking for more money. He made his plan known. He's out there fighting for the American people. How's fighting when you grind this country to a halt? You got to tell me, I'm missing something there. Because instead of focusing on the administration and their failures, if you focus on the 11,000 people coming across the border every single day, and then look at what we've got right now, chaos, thanks to them.
But if he's just a representative of a small group, a minority, a loud minority, it's still, by default, a powerful minority. I mean, I guess what I'm asking is, are other Republicans, not part of that group, maybe people like you, responsible for creating an environment that empowers individuals like Matt Gaetz?
Well, the Speaker cut the deal in the beginning to get it down to 1 vote, and now you see why they wanted a 1 vote, to allow somebody like the ringleader to get up yesterday and grind this place to a halt. And, like I said, it falls right into the Democrats' hands, because now what is all the media talking about? Our inability to lead, our chaos, instead of talking about the real problems this country has, the inflation that's taking place on a daily basis, affecting the prices at the grocery store, affecting the prices at the gas station, the 11,000 people coming across our border every day, the fentanyl that's killing all our kids. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about these merry folks who went out and created havoc yesterday and have now come ground this place to a halt. It makes me sick.
Congressman, as you know, part of tackling those problems that you mentioned, which are real issues that are facing Americans every single day, is finding consensus with your counterparts across the aisle. But now the Republican Party is facing a situation where you have to find consensus within your own party, and that perhaps might prove difficult given that you have these rabble-rousers that do, as Anne-Marie pointed out, perhaps because of their media savvy and their ability to fundraise and to go on conservative stations to make their case, wield enormous power. So the question is, what kind of consensus will you all be able to find so that we don't have to witness another 15, 16 rounds of voting to find the next Speaker of the House of Representatives? Who would you like to see holding that gavel?
Hey, look, there's a lot of great candidates. I've heard their names going around in the last couple of days, and any one of them would make a fine speaker. But the thing is, that presumes there's going to be a race, and a race requires people getting to the requisite number that we witnessed on January 3rd or January 6th when Kevin finally became the speaker. So it's going to be tough to get the majority here for any one individual without making some concessions. But I tell you one concession I'm not backing up on is we have to change this rule, because one moron should not be able to dictate to this country how our Congress is going to operate.
So Congressman, then why did, it goes back to the question Anne-Marie was asking, why did Speaker McCarthy give in to those demands? I mean, to me, it's sort of like if they're asking for these demands that empower them to be able to force this vote yesterday, that meant to me, and I'm not a politician, I have never been in Washington, D.C., if you're asking for something, it means you intend to use it.
Exactly. But Kevin came in, everything he told him that he was going to do, he did. He performed on every level of every promise that he ever made, except, you figuring that if he was doing all this stuff, no one would exercise this stupid rule against him. He felt that this was not going to occur. But unfortunately, the fantasy that's out there about fighting for the American people by doing this and fundraising off the poor backs and lying to these folks, telling them that you're doing something, is deceitful and it's a lie, and it deserves to have the attention that the media is drawing on us being in chaos. The fact that these people are wreaking havoc on a system that used to work and unfortunately is broken.
Congressman Joyce, would you want to be the Speaker?
Yeah, I want the Browns to win the Super Bowl too. But,
So you're saying not going to happen?
If drafted, I will not serve.
Congressman, thank you.
Thanks, Congressman.
Have a great day.